Why is it that I always come back to this card trick? I come back to it more than my father has ever come back to my life. The only thing he came on, as a matter of fact, was my mother. Today I'm going to show you why this is the best card trick for non-magicians. This video is, of course, sponsored by the Pigcake Magic Academy. $5 a month gets you 2 videos every single week going over card stuff. You got coin stuff in there. You have 700 videos already, including 2 tutorials I don't post anywhere else. Nowhere do I post these, and you get access to all that the moment you sign up. Check the link in the description below for more information. Now, I've taught this card trick on my channel many times in many different forms over the years in my channel. However, I always come back to it. Why? Because I think this is the perfect card trick to show non-magicians. You're gonna come to an opportunity when somebody says, hey, show me something. Show me how to do something. This is what you should show them. We've all seen it before. The spectators asked to pick any card. Let's say they pick this one, which happens to be the blank card that comes in every fucking deck of cards. Whatever, we could still use it. That card goes in the middle of the deck. It gets squared up as clean can be. And we offer to the spectators a demonstration of our maximum virginity in that we're going to find their card with one hand behind my back. Here we go. Did it. Found it. One hand behind my back, because now if we spread through the cards, I actually turned one card and one card alone to a face down position, and it happens to be your blank card, sir. Oh yeah. What do you think about that one? The reason that this is such an important trick, and a trick that I would recommend for you to teach anyone or for non-magicians to learn, is because it shows you 2 valuable things that will increase your virginity. Number 1 is misdirection, and number 2 is focusing on the effect. How, you may ask? Well, we'll get to that bridge once we cross it, after I show you how to do this little bit of a card trick. So first things first is a setup, another important thing in card magic, which is what you do beforehand to make sure that the trick works. In this case, I'm going to take any card and I'm going to put it the other way on the bottom of the deck. So right now I have one face down card and the rest of the cards that are face up. So this is the setup you do beforehand. The effect is what the spectator is going to remember that you did in the course of the card trick. In this case, you're going to display your sleight of hand mastery. How are you going to display your sleight of hand mastery? Well, watch and I'll show you. In this case, you're going to have the spectator touch any card they want. Let's say they touch this one, which is an actual card for once. And while they're looking at the card here, you are going to demonstrate the next important facet of this particular card trick, which is misdirection. The ability to direct the spectator's attention where you, the magician, want it to be. So in this case, while they're looking at this card, you're going to do pretty much the only move of the entire trick, which is this. That's it. It's not a sleight of hand move. You don't have to do this in a slick way that you might think is going to get you some poon in a party. All you got to do is put your thumb underneath the deck and turn it over. That's it. If you want, you could even do it with 2 hands. So while the spectator is looking at their card and they're distracted trying to remember this, all you need to do is this. Just that. Right there. You're turning over the deck. So now the face down card that was once on the bottom of the deck is now appearing to be the top card. You see the little situation we find ourselves in? So now the rest of the deck is face up underneath this face down card. Oh boy, I'm so excited. If you haven't figured it out already, all we're doing at this point is taking the card that the spectator picked and putting it inside of the deck. Now, one thing to note is when you are putting it inside the deck, you don't want to push other cards out, because then it's going to be obvious as to what's taking place. So you want to make sure that it goes in the deck as squared as possible. Now you're going to square that card into the deck, and here you offer a demonstration of your sleight of hand mastery, which is the effect. You see how we go full circle here? You're going to take the deck behind your back and you're going to find their card with one single hand. That's the effect. That's your demonstration of sleight of hand mastery. Now behind your back, you could do this right here. Or if you want, you could find their card behind your back with 2 hands and not have to worry about that by just simply doing this. That's all you're doing behind your back. You're just fixing your wrong. So you're just taking the card that was now on top, that's feigning as the original top card of the deck, and you're turning that card to a face-up position. Now, if you want continuity, you turn the rest of the deck face down and you're good to go. Now, if you want to do this with two hands, you don't have to do this with one hand. You could say, I'm going to find your card behind my back without looking. So now the effect is that you're going to find their card behind your back. So all you need to do is turn that card over, come back, and you're good to go. Now, if you want to add a little bit of sleight of hand virginity on this, all you got to do is rub your little dirty thumb on the back of this card and bring it to the front as you turn the deck over. Does it require sleight of hand? A little bit. Is it really difficult to do? Not really. So now you bring the cards out and you say, look, I've managed to turn one card and one card alone in this deck, sir. One card is now facing the other direction because I've managed to turn it over behind my back. For the first time, name your cards, sir. And of course, you're going to be right each and every single time because the card went in the deck the wrong way to begin with. So let's recap here, budding virgins. This is one of the most important tricks that you could show people. If they want to learn how to do a card trick, this is the one you should show them. It shows them misdirection, it shows them a setup, and it shows them on how to focus on the effect. If you have somebody that generally does this trick and they do it to you and they have the effect down pat, then they might be a future virgin in the making. Oh yeah, sleight of hand mastery. Oh boy, I can't wait to watch all you guys that are non-magicians convert into virgins by virtue of one card trick. So that's a fun little one. And again, it satisfies a question that you're going to get, which is, hey, why don't you show me something? Why don't you show me how to do a trick? This is something that's not really confrontational. It's not something that's going to get all the old people on the Magic Cafe and or Facebook upset because you're exposing magic. Oh, I can no longer show that on my kids show because you have exposed it to the public. Sir, you can't be around kids to begin with because you're on the registry. But that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys do all the things that people do when it comes to videos. This was a little bit of a fun one. From time to time, I like to go back on certain things and explain why. The why of things, not just a trick and then, here's the trick, do it. But you should explain why you're doing something. And this, I think, is one of the most valuable tricks. And then also you could build upon this. There are many variations. As a matter of fact, I'm going to leave in the description below a bunch of links to variations that I've had of this particular trick that take it to a whole nother level. Right? Ni hao. Ni hao. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, stay frosty, my friends.